For too long, the prevailing narratives of human history have perhaps underestimated the true ferocity of our planet's past. Archaeologists and prehistorians, bound by conventional paradigms, have often failed to fully account for the sheer severity of cataclysmic events that have reshaped the Earth. We speak not merely of localized disasters, but of a total, profound remodeling of this planetary surface, an epoch of geological violence that could obliterate nearly all traces of preceding civilizations. The perennial question, where are the artifacts? Where is the pottery? Where is the undeniable evidence that this civilization existed? Often fails to grasp the sheer scale of planetary erasure. Enter the compelling, often provocative theories of Randall Carlson. His perspective on advanced ancient civilizations is truly fascinating, a significant departure from what we typically encounter in mainstream archaeology. Carlson posits that highly sophisticated societies might have thrived tens of thousands of years ago, long before the traditional cradles of civilization, Mesopotamia, Egypt, the Indus Valley, and China, even began to emerge. Imagine, if you will, cultures flourishing before, or even during, the profound climatic shifts of the last ice age, an epoch that concluded approximately 11,700 years ago. This radical notion alone pushes back the conventional timeline of human development by several millennia, challenging deeply entrenched assumptions about our origins. The evidence Carlson brings to the table primarily centers around the massive and mystifying megalithic structures scattered across the globe. Take the monumental pyramids of Giza, for instance. Their celestial alignment with the stars of Orion's belt, the uncanny precision of their construction, and the mysterious internal shafts that pierce the colossal stone, pointing with deliberate intent towards specific, significant stars, are simply mind-blowing. Or consider Stonehenge, standing sentinel on England's Salisbury Plain, its colossal sarsen and bluestone megaliths meticulously aligned with the solstices. These structures suggest that the people who engineered them possessed a far more advanced understanding of astronomy and geodetic principles than we typically credit them with. Carlson delves deeply into the engineering and architectural prowess of these ancient builders. He meticulously details how they constructed these colossal stone structures, some involving individual stones weighing many tens of tons. Just contemplate the sheer logistics involved in quarrying, transporting, and precisely placing these enormous stones over vast distances with such accuracy. It indicates a level of engineering know-how, a mastery of physics and mechanics that appears remarkably ahead of their conventionally attributed time. The very existence of such feats compels us to reconsider the capabilities of our distant ancestors. Randall Carlson's theory about these ancient civilizations is, without doubt, something profoundly different, isn't it? He truly compels us to reevaluate the very roots of our shared history in a dramatically new light. When we consider the global distribution of these megalithic structures, and then factor in the dramatic rise whence of the ocean floor, it renders entirely plausible the submergence of vast coastal landmasses. Perhaps even entire island complexes, once vibrant and populated, now lie hidden beneath the waves, their secrets awaiting discovery, or perhaps forever lost to the relentless march of geological time. The echoes of a forgotten past whisper from beneath the sediment, urging us to listen more closely to the Earth itself. From the enigmatic depths of the mid-Atlantic Ocean, a compelling narrative emerges. Randall Carlson, a formidable figure in the realm of ancient mysteries, interprets anomalies within these vast waters as compelling evidence of advanced prehistoric civilizations. their existence now swallowed by the relentless march of time and geological upheaval. His perspective challenges conventional archaeological timelines, proposing a far more sophisticated past for humanity than widely accepted. Consider the Great Pyramid of Giza, an architectural marvel that continues to defy easy explanation. It is composed of over 2 million colossal stone blocks, each weighing many tons. These immense stones are not merely stacked, they are positioned with an astonishing degree of precision, a feat that, even with modern technology, would present immense challenges. The sheer scale is breathtaking, but it is the intricate sophistication of its construction that truly captivates the mind. This level of engineering prowess, however, is not an isolated phenomenon. Megalithic structures, silent sentinels of a forgotten era, punctuate the globe. From the ancient stone circles scattered across the European landscape to the towering pyramids of Egypt and the intricate complexes of Mesoamerica, a common thread seems to weave through these disparate cultures. Carlson meticulously highlights the striking similarities in construction techniques and, crucially, the consistent astronomical alignments observed across these geographically separated sites. This convergence, he argues, strongly hints at a possibly shared or even globally distributed source of highly advanced knowledge. It is as if these ancient builders, regardless of their geographical location, were all drawing from the same profound wellspring of understanding, a notion that is, quite frankly, profoundly mind-blowing to contemplate. The implications are vast, suggesting a level of global interconnection and intellectual exchange far beyond what traditional history typically describes. The narrative deepens, becoming even more intriguing as Carlson posits a direct link between the disappearance of this advanced knowledge and a series of catastrophic global events. He frequently references the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, a theory suggesting that a cataclysmic comet impact, or perhaps multiple impacts, might have triggered drastic and rapid climatic changes at the very end of the last great ice age. Imagine, if you will, a period where multiple cosmic impacts occurred over a relatively short span, associated with the violent destruction and disintegration of large cometary bodies. The consequences would have been apocalyptic: massive, unprecedented flooding, radical shifts in global climate patterns, and the wholesale collapse of entire civilizations. Its sounds could be the mechanism that not only wiped out these advanced societies, but also erased much of their invaluable knowledge from the collective human memory. But here lies the crux of his argument. Carlson believes this lost knowledge did not simply vanish into the ether. Instead, he posits that it persisted, albeit in a fragmented and often allegorical form, within the myths, legends, and religious texts passed down through generations. He views these narratives not merely as fanciful stories, but as profoundly encoded historical records, repositories of ancestral memory. Consider the ubiquitous flood myths found across almost every cult. Carlson interprets these as allegorical references to actual historical cataclysms, particularly the massive post-glacial flooding events that would have reshaped the planet's surface as the ice sheets retreated. He firmly believes that remnants of the sophisticated knowledge possessed by these advanced civilizations were indeed transmitted through time, albeit in a deeply symbolic and often fragmented manner, awaiting decipherment by those with the insight to look beyond the literal. Returning to the physical manifestations of this ancient wisdom, Randall Carlson's extensive work on the astronomical alignments of megalithic structures is akin to peeling back layers of geological and historical time to reveal the profound astronomical knowledge embedded within these ancient civilizations. Take, for example, the megalithic temples of Malta, Hagar Kim and Menadra. These are not merely old structures. They are among the oldest freestanding edifices in the entire world, their origins tracing back to an astonishing period between approximately 3,600 and 3,200 years before Christ. Their very existence and the precision of their construction speak volume. These Maltese temples, for instance, are not randomly oriented. Their entrances, their internal chambers, and even specific carved features align with remarkable accuracy to solstices, equinoxes, and the risings and settings of specific celestial bodies. This isn't coincidence, it's deliberate design, a sophisticated understanding of the cosmos etched into stone. It demonstrates a profound observational astronomy, suggesting that these ancient peoples possessed not only the ability to track celestial movements with precision, but also the engineering prowess to construct monumental calendars and observatories. The sheer effort involved in quarrying, transporting, and positioning stones weighing many tons, all to achieve specific astronomical alignments, speaks to a civilization driven by a deep reverence for the heavens and an advanced comprehension of cosmic cycles. Carlson's hypothesis extends beyond mere observation. He suggests that this astronomical knowledge was intrinsically linked to an understanding of cyclical cataclysms. The ancients, he argues, were not just charting the stars for agricultural purposes or religious rituals. They were perhaps predicting and preparing for recurring cosmic events that periodically reshaped the Earth. The precision of these alignments, therefore, could be seen as a sophisticated warning system, a calendar not just of seasons, but of potential planetary upheavals. The very myths of floods and destructions, then, take on a new dimension, becoming not just stories of divine wrath, but cautionary tales, encoded memories of past disasters, preserved in narrative form for future generations. This perspective forces us to reconsider the linearity of human progress. What if our ancestors, millennia ago, achieved peaks of scientific and technological understanding that were subsequently lost, only to be rediscovered much later by successive civilizations? The implications are staggering, suggesting a cyclical pattern of rise and fall, of knowledge gained and then tragically forgotten. The evidence, Carlson argues, is literally written in stone and encoded in the very fabric of our oldest stories. It challenges the conventional view of humanity's slow, steady march from primitive beginnings to modern complexity, suggesting instead a more dynamic, perhaps even a more perilous journey through deep time. The question then becomes, what else have we forgotten? What other profound truths lie hidden, waiting to be unearthed from the dust of ages, or deciphered from the cryptic narratives that have survived the great cataclysms? The echoes of a lost world resonate through these ancient stones, inviting us to listen more closely to their silent, enduring wisdom. The enduring legacy of ancient civilizations is perhaps most profoundly etched in their intricate understanding of celestial movements, particularly the solar cycle. When we gaze upon these monumental temples, especially during the precise moments of the equinoxes, it is akin to witnessing a cosmic ballet meticulously choreographed by architects from millennia past. Imagine, if you will, the sacred precinct of Menadra. As the sun ascends on the vernal or autumnal equinox, a single, unwavering beam of light pierces a deliberately crafted aperture, traversing the darkness within to dramatically illuminate an inner stone slab. It is a moment of profound revelation, a testament to an intelligence that transcended mere observation. This astonishing precision underscores a fundamental truth. These ancient builders were not merely stacking stones, They were aligning their very civilization with the rhythm of the cosmos, marking the passage of seasons with an architectural exactitude that still confounds us today. Their structures served as colossal calendars, sacred observatories, and spiritual conduits, all woven into a singular, breathtaking design. Yet, the marvel extends beyond mere alignment. The architectural design itself stands as a testament to their genius. Echoes of such cosmic events resonate through countless legends and myths, passed down across generations from nations separated by vast oceans and continents. These narratives, often imbued with divine significance, speak of stars as guides, of the sun as a life-giver, and of the moon as a celestial timekeeper, all intrinsically linked to human destiny. The very layout of these temples, from their foundational stones to their highest points, appears meticulously planned to correspond with the sun's position at pivotal moments throughout the year. Consider, for instance, the imposing structure known as Haga Chim. Its main axis is oriented with an almost perfect fidelity to the point on the horizon where the sun first appears on the solstices, both the longest and shortest days of the year. This speaks to a level of foresight and an intimate grasp of the sun's intricate dance across the sky that is truly humbling. And then there is the sheer audacity of the construction itself. We are speaking of colossal megaliths, each weighing many tons, some even exceeding 50 tons, hewn from the earth and then positioned with such uncanny accuracy that they flawlessly integrate with these celestial phenomena. This was no simple feat of brute strength. It demanded an exceptionally sophisticated understanding of astronomy, geometry, and advanced construction techniques. They leveraged local limestone as manipulation on an unimaginable scale. The complexity of these sacred sites transcends their formidable size or the immense weight of their stones. Within their walls, we discover multiple apses, altars, and intricate carvings, each element contributing to a cohesive and deeply symbolic architectural design. A series of semicircular chambers, often connected by a central corridor, would guide the initiated through a ritualistic journey, their progression punctuated by precisely aligned astronomical events. These spaces were not just buildings, they were living embodiments of their cosmic worldview. Perhaps no structures exemplify this more dramatically than the pyramids of Giza, particularly the Great Pyramid. The precision with which these monumental edifices align to the cardinal points of the compass is, quite frankly, mind-boggling. Imagine the Great Pyramid, commissioned for Pharaoh Khufu and constructed between approximately 2580 and 2560 BC, stands almost perfectly oriented north, south, east, and west. Its northern face, in particular, aligns to within a mere 1/15 of a degree of true north. To achieve such an extraordinary feat of engineering and astronomical observation, especially given the technological limitations of that era, is an achievement that continues to defy easy explanation. The very construction techniques employed by the ancient Egyptians remain shrouded in mystery. While we theorize about ramps, levers, and the sheer force of human endeavor, the method by which they achieved such astronomical precision is still debated. It is widely believed that they harnessed the path of the sun's trajectory to determine true north. This implies an advanced understanding of surveying, a mastery of angles, and a profound grasp of celestial mechanics that speaks to a civilization deeply attuned to the universe around them. Their temples and tombs were not just structures, they were cosmic maps, frozen in stone, whispering secrets of a time when humanity looked to the heavens not just for wonder, but for order, purpose, and the very blueprint of existence itself. And as we stand beneath these silent sentinels, we are forced to confront the humbling possibility that perhaps, in their ancient wisdom, they understood the universe in ways we are only just beginning to rediscover. The very notion of constructing such monumental edifices with perfectly straight lines, precisely angled surfaces, and an almost impossible geometric accuracy is, in itself, profoundly impressive. One must consider the rudimentary tools and technologies available to the ancient builders: copper chisels, stone hammers, ropes fashioned from plant fibers, and immense human effort. The sheer scale of the undertaking, the meticulous planning, and the engineering prowess required to quarry, transport, and assemble millions of tons of stone blocks, each weighing many tons, remain a testament to human ingenuity and determination. Beyond the astonishing feat of construction lies the truly fascinating Orion correlation theory. This compelling hypothesis posits that the terrestrial layout of the three principal pyramids on the Giza Plateau, the Great Pyramid of Khufu, the Pyramid of Khafre, and the Pyramid of Menkaure, was deliberately designed to mirror the precise alignment of the three prominent stars in Orion's belt: Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka. Proponents of this theory, most notably author and researcher Robert Bauval, argue that this celestial alignment was not coincidental, but rather an intentional, sacred reflection of the heavens on Earth. They believe it underscored a profound ancient Egyptian conviction in an intrinsic, unbreakable connection between the celestial realm and the earthly plane, particularly concerning the journey of the soul in the afterlife. The ancient Egyptians spoke of the origins of the sky, the silent, star-studded expanse where the constellation of Orion held a special reverence, its stars illuminating. From this vantage point, the pyramids appear almost pristine, their weathered surfaces still bearing the marks of millennia. It is truly eerie, almost otherworldly, to contemplate the meticulous hand-carving of the intricate hieroglyphic texts that adorn their inner chambers and surrounding structures. The extraordinary detail, the precision of each line and symbol, speaks to an artistry and dedication that transcends mere craftsmanship. With Orion specifically associated with Osiris, the revered god of rebirth, fertility, and the afterlife, the pyramids, in this profound view, transcend their conventional role as mere royal tombs. They are transformed into sophisticated celestial maps, intricate astronomical observatories, and spiritual gateways, conduits designed to facilitate the pharaoh's arduous yet hopeful journey to the eternal afterlife, ensuring their resurrection among the gods. Adding another captivating layer of intrigue to this theory is the smallest of the three Giza pyramids, that of Menkaure. Its position is subtly offset from the perfect linear alignment of the other two, a deviation that mirrors the slight offset of Mintaka, the smallest and westernmost star in Orion's belt. This uncanny correspondence suggests a level of astronomical observation and architectural planning that borders on the miraculous. The design of these colossal structures also incorporates a myriad of other sophisticated alignments with the sun and specific stars and constellations. For instance, certain narrow, precisely angled shafts within the Great Pyramid of Khufu align with particular stars that held immense significance in the ancient Egyptian cosmogony. The northern shafts, for example, are believed to have pointed towards Thuban, the North Star during the Old Kingdom period, and towards the constellation of Ursa Minor. The southern shafts, meanwhile, aligned with Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, revered as Sopdet, and associated with the goddess Isis, and with the stars of Orion's belt. These were far more than simple architectural features. They were imbued with profound spiritual significance, potentially serving as symbolic pathways for the pharaoh's soul, guiding it directly to the stars to join the immortal gods in the celestial realm. Furthermore, on specific, predetermined days of the year, the setting sun aligns perfectly between the pyramids, creating a breathtaking visual spectacle. This phenomenon, often occurring around the equinoxes, would have been an event of immense ritual, death, and rebirth, and the pharaoh's divine connection to the sun god Ra. Thousands of miles to the northwest, out on the vast, wind-swept Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England, stands one of the most known and enigmatic megalithic structures in the world, Stonehenge. What makes Stonehenge particularly fascinating, almost overwhelmingly so, is not only its awe-inspiring construction, but its undeniable, intricate astronomical alignment. Its most celebrated feature, perhaps, is its precise alignment with the summer solstice. On the longest day of the year, as dawn breaks over the horizon, the sun rises with breathtaking precision directly over the heelstone, a massive sarsen stone positioned just outside the main stone circle. As the sun ascends, its first powerful rays shoot straight through the entrance of the monument, piercing the ancient darkness and dramatically illuminating the very heart of the central circle. It is a spectacle that, even today, draws thousands, a vivid testament to the builder's profound understanding of celestial mechanics. But Stonehenge's celestial calendar extends beyond the summer solstice. It also aligns with the winter solstice, marking the shortest day of the year. During the winter solstice sunset, the sun's fading light is meticulously framed by the massive stone trilithons, two enormous upright sarsen stones capped by a lintel, creating another powerful visual statement. Some experts even propose that Stonehenge might align with complex lunar phenomena, specifically the 18.6-year lunar standstill cycle, where the moon reaches its maximum northern and southern declinations. This potential lunar alignment adds yet another profound layer to our understanding of how the builders of Stonehenge possessed an extraordinarily sophisticated grasp of both the sun's and the moon's intricate movements across the sky. To think they charted these cycles over centuries without written records, simply by observing the heavens, is truly humbling. When one truly contemplates the sheer audacity and scale of Stonehenge's construction, the mind reels. It becomes even more mind-blowing to consider the logistics involved. The massive sarsen stones, some weighing up to 50 tons, were transported from Marlborough Downs, a journey of some 20 miles. Even more astonishing is the origin of the smaller, yet still substantial bluestones, weighing up to 4 tons each. These were quarried from the Preseli Hills in southwest Wales, a staggering journey of over 150 miles, often across challenging terrain and possibly by sea. How were these colossal stones moved? Theories range from dragging them on sledges over greased logs, to floating them on rafts, to a combination of immense human and animal power. How requiring immense coordination and engineering ingenuity. The precision with which these stones were shaped and fitted, using mortise and tenon joints, speaks to a level of craftsmanship that defies the conventional understanding of prehistoric capabilities. The entire endeavor represents centuries of sustained effort, an enduring human connection to the cosmos, and a profound desire to mark time, space, and perhaps our very place within the universe. The monumental final form of Stonehenge was completed around 2500 BC, yet its construction was a saga stretching over approximately 1,500 years, a testament to generations of collective effort and evolving vision. The very heart of this ancient marvel is comprised of colossal sarsen stones, some weighing up to 50 tons, meticulously arranged in a grand outer circle. These massive blocks, quarried from local sources, speak to an incredible feat of engineering and raw human power. But the mystery deepens with the smaller, yet equally significant, blue stones. These enigmatic rocks, each weighing up to 4 tons, were transported from the Preseli Hills in Pembrokeshire, Wales, a staggering journey of over 150 miles. How ancient peoples, without the aid of modern machinery, managed to quarry, move, and erect these stones across land and water remains one of archaeology's most enduring puzzles. The sheer audacity of such an undertaking is almost unfathomable. Beyond the raw materials lies the extraordinary layout of the stones themselves. They are not merely placed, they are set within a precise, intricate geometric pattern. An outer circle embraces an inner horseshoe arrangement, formed by towering trilithons, structures of 2 uprights capped by a horizontal lintel. The precision inherent in this layout, coupled with the stone's specific orientation, reveals a profound, almost startling understanding of both geometry and astronomy. This was no random assemblage of rocks, but a sophisticated celestial observatory, a calendar of stone, aligned with the solstices and equinoxes. Everything at Stonehenge, from its massive sarsens to its distant bluestones, was meticulously placed with purpose and meaning, designed to track the movements of the sun and moon, to mark the passage of seasons, and perhaps to connect the earthly realm with the cosmic. It makes one wonder about the minds that conceived such a structure, doesn't it? What knowledge did they possess? What secrets did the heavens whisper to them? Shifting our gaze from the enduring stones of Wiltshire to a profound climatic upheaval, the Younger Dryas period presents a fascinating yet chilling chapter in Earth's history. Named after the hardy Dryas octopetala flower, a resilient species that thrived in the harsh cold and became ubiquitous across Europe during this era, this period marks a dramatic, almost sudden return to glacial conditions. Spanning approximately from 12,800 to 11,500 years ago, it represents a brutal interruption in the gradual warming trend that had begun to emerge after the last glacial maximum, the coldest phase of the last ice age. This abrupt climatic shift plunged the world back into an icy grip. Temperatures plummeted by an estimated 2 to 6 degrees Celsius across the North Atlantic region, all within a remarkably short span of decades. Imagine a world that had begun to thaw, where ice sheets were retreating and new lands were emerging, suddenly reversing course. Glaciers, once in retreat, surged forward again. The very currents of the ocean, the lifeblood of global climate, were fundamentally disrupted. As the world went cold again during the Younger Dryas, the vast volumes of meltwater, once flowing from the retreating glaciers into the oceans, dramatically declined, if they didn't cease altogether. This cessation, or severe reduction, of freshwater influx into the North Atlantic is believed to have disrupted the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, the very engine of the Gulf Stream, effectively shutting down the warm ocean currents that moderate the climate of Western Europe. Then, approximately 1,300 years later, just as abruptly, the meltwater flows resumed, giving rise to what paleoclimatologists refer to as meltwater pulse 1b, signifying a renewed influx of glacial water and a subsequent warming trend. The profound effects of the Younger Dryas were far from confined to the North Atlantic. Its icy tendrils reached globally, with compelling evidence of climatic changes unearthed in diverse regions such as Asia, South America, and even the Southern Hemisphere. The resulting cold and arid conditions had a catastrophic impact on vegetation patterns, forcing ecosystems to adapt or perish. Megafauna, already stressed by the preceding warming and human hunting pressures, faced renewed challenges, contributing to the extinction of many iconic species across North America and beyond. Human populations, largely dependent on hunting and foraging, were forced into new survival strategies, their nascent agricultural experiments potentially set back by millennia. It was a time of immense environmental stress, a stark reminder of Earth's delicate climatic balance. Adding a layer of profound intrigue to this already enigmatic period is the proposed comet impact hypothesis. This compelling, though controversial theory, posits that a comet, or perhaps multiple fragments of one, either struck Earth directly or exploded catastrophically in the atmosphere, potentially in several waves of impacts or airbursts. The sheer scale of such an event is almost incomprehensible, with the impalement. Such a cataclysmic event, proponents argue, would have triggered widespread wildfires on an unprecedented scale, consuming vast areas of forests and grasslands across continents. These infernos, raging for weeks or months, would have injected enormous quantities of soot and aerosols into the atmosphere, potentially blocking sunlight and initiating the very cooling trend observed during the Younger Dryas. The rich deposit found at numerous Younger Dryas sites across North America and Europe. This dark, often 1 to 2 centimeter thick layer, rich in charcoal, soot, and other markers, stands as a stark geological signature of a sudden, widespread environmental cataclysm. Supporters of this hypothesis point to a range of evidence embedded within this layer. Nanodiamonds, fullerenes containing extraterrestrial helium, magnetic spherules, and elevated concentrations of plaque continues. The very possibility of such a celestial intervention forces us to confront the fragility of our planet and the profound, often hidden forces that have shaped its history. The Earth, it seems, holds secrets not only of human ingenuity and resilience, but also of cosmic violence and geological upheaval, constantly reminding us that our understanding of its past, and thus its future, is forever evolving. The Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, a theory suggesting a catastrophic comet strike approximately 12,800 years ago, is a narrative that truly captures the imagination, blending profound geological mysteries with the stark reality of rapid climatic upheaval. It proposes a cosmic event that dramatically reshaped our planet, leading to a sudden return to ice age conditions and widespread ecological collapse. At the very core of this compelling hypothesis lies an impressive array of geological evidence, meticulously gathered from sites spanning continents. Consider, for instance, the enigmatic presence of nanodiamonds. These are not just any diamonds. They are microscopic, often hexagonal, crystallizations, formed exclusively under the most extreme pressures and temperatures, conditions typically associated with a cosmic impact. Their discovery is not isolated. These tiny, resilient markers have been unearthed across vast stretches of North America, Europe, and even parts of Asia, embedded within sediment layers precisely dated to the Younger Dryas period. Their widespread distribution, a global scattering, strongly hints at a singular, high-energy event of planetary scale, rather than localized phenomena. Equally intriguing are the microspherules, minute spherical particles often found in geological strata linked to extraterrestrial impacts or intense volcanic eruptions. Yet, the sheer, elevated concentrations of these particular particles found within the Younger Dryas boundary layers further amplify the argument for a massive impact event, suggesting an origin far beyond mere terrestrial volcanism. But the evidence extends beyond these microscopic structures. Scientists have also uncovered significantly elevated levels of rare elements, such as iridium and platinum. These elements, while scarce in Earth's crust, are remarkably abundant in meteorites and other extraterrestrial bodies. Their sudden appearance in these ancient sediments, often alongside magnetic grains also enriched with iridium, paints a vivid picture of material delivered from space. Perhaps one of the most visually striking pieces of evidence is the discovery of distinct dark layers of sediment, often described as black mats. These layers are so heavily laden with charcoal and soot that they appear almost entirely black. This suggests widespread, intense wildfires, perhaps on a global or at least a hemispheric scale, that raged intensely, preceding the tremendous, devastating records. Aligning precisely with this critical time frame provides compelling corroboration for extensive burning, an inferno of unprecedented scale ignited by the impact itself. Crucially, the discovery of shock-synthesized hexagonal diamonds adds another layer of specificity to the impact theory. These unique crystalline structures are formed only under the intense heat and pressures generated by a cosmic impact. There is no known natural terrestrial process that can produce them, making them an almost irrefutable signature of an extraterrestrial collision. Furthermore, the impact material itself contains fascinating relics: glassy iron oxide spirals, tangible fragments of the immense energy unleashed. The timing of this proposed impact event, approximately 12,900 years ago, also aligns disturbingly with the abrupt extinction of much of the megafauna across North America and other continents. Could a single cosmic catastrophe have been the catalyst for such widespread loss of life, reshaping the very ecological fabric of the planet? Without its challenges and controversies. One major point of contention, frequently raised by critics, is the absence of a clear, unambiguous impact crater, the kind typically expected from an event of such immense scale. Proponents, undeterred, offer plausible counterarguments. Perhaps the comet disintegrated violently in the atmosphere, its fragments scattering across a vast area. Or it might have struck a continental ice sheet, leaving no lasting geological scar on solid ground. Additionally, critics propose alternative explanations for the dramatic climatic shift observed during the Younger Dryas, suggesting that changes in ocean circulation patterns or periods of intense volcanic activity could have triggered the cooling without any extraterrestrial intervention. The debate continues, vibrant and often passionate, as the accumulated evidence for a comet impact, while undeniably compelling, is not yet universally accepted within the broader scientific community. Yet, as we sift through the dust of ages, examining these minute clues, a nanodiamond here, a microspheral there, a whisper of iridium from a distant cosmos, we are reminded of the profound fragility of our planetary existence. The Earth, seemingly robust, has always been, and remains, a participant in a larger cosmic dance, susceptible to forces beyond our immediate comprehension. To understand our past, perhaps, is to better prepare for an uncertain future, forever gazing upwards, wondering what other stories the heavens hold. Deep within the geological record, a silent testament to cataclysmic forces sometimes emerges. A silica matrix, an anama, stands as one compelling indicator of a possible extraterrestrial impact. Its very presence whispers of immense heat and pressure, conditions consistent with the instantaneous vaporization and subsequent condensation. Then there are the Carolina Bays, an enigmatic series of elliptical depressions scarring the landscape along the United States Atlantic seaboard. Their sheer number, stretching from Florida to New Jersey, and their remarkably consistent oval shapes and parallel alignments have long baffled scientists. While their precise origin remains hotly debated, some researchers champion a truly extraordinary hypothesis: that these bays are not terrestrial formations at all, but rather the secondary craters from comet fragments. These proponents suggest that a massive comet, disintegrating upon entry into Earth's atmosphere, peppered the continent with a shower of icy projectiles. The distinct pattern of the bays, all oriented along a northwest to southeast axis, could indeed suggest a singular trajectory for such a celestial visitor, perhaps arriving from the vast emptiness of space, hurtling towards us from the northwest. The climatic impact of this proposed event, if it truly occurred, is nothing short of dramatic, a scenario ripped from the pages of an apocalyptic vision. Imagine for a moment the sheer scale. A comet impact, or the airburst of a fragmenting comet, unleashing an unimaginable torrent of energy. This colossal event would have instantly thrown massive amounts of dust, soot, and particulate matter high into the atmosphere, propelled by explosive force and subsequent continent-wide wildfires. This vast, choking blanket of debris, spreading globally, would have swiftly dimmed the sun, plunging the Earth into a sudden, profound twilight. Such a persistent atmospheric veil would inevitably have led to a rapid and precipitous drop in global temperatures, a chilling effect akin to a cosmic winter. This chilling prediction is precisely what we observe when we scrutinize sophisticated climate models and meticulously analyze ice core data extracted from the ancient glaciers of Greenland and Antarctica. These invaluable archives of Earth's past climate reveal an unmistakable signature: a sharp, sudden temperature decline that coincides with the precise geological moment of the proposed impact. The cooling effect was particularly pronounced and devastating across the northern hemisphere, where temperature drops are estimated to have ranged between a startling 3 to an astonishing 11 degrees Celsius in some regions. To put this into perspective, even a 2-degree global average drop can usher in an ice age. A reduction of this magnitude would have profoundly reshaped ecosystems, pushing countless species to the brink. And as if that weren't enough, the sheer energetic shockwave from a comet impact could have also profoundly disrupted major ocean currents, most notably the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, or AMOC. This vast conveyor belt of water, critical for distributing heat across the globe, especially warming the North Atlantic and Europe, would have faltered, leading to even further localized cooling, exacerbating the already dire climatic conditions, particularly in the North Atlantic region. During the pivotal transition from the Pleistocene epoch, the Age of Ice, to the warmer, more stable Holocene, a period roughly overlapping with the Younger Dryas interval, something profoundly dramatic and tragic unfolded across North America. This era witnessed the swift and devastating extinction of numerous large mammal species, a staggering loss of biodiversity that forever altered the continent's ecological fabric. This included some of the most iconic megafauna that once roamed these lands: the majestic woolly mammoths, their shaggy cousins the mastodons, the fearsome saber-toothed Khitan camel and horse. These extinctions were not evenly distributed across the globe, but North America in particular was disproportionately and catastrophically hit. Now, the truly intriguing and unsettling part of this narrative is the uncanny timing of these widespread extinctions. They coincide almost perfectly with the onset of the Younger Dryas period, the very window during which the proposed comet impact is thought to have occurred. This striking temporal correlation has led proponents of the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis to suggest a direct and devastating connection between the celestial collision and these mass extinctions. They argue, with compelling logic, that the comet impact would have triggered a rapid and inescapable cascade of ecological disruptions. This cascade would have included widespread, intense wildfires igniting across vast swaths of the continent, drastic and abrupt climate change rendering habitats uninhabitable, and a fundamental disruption in the intricate web of the food chain, from primary producers to apex predators. These sudden, overwhelming environmental changes, occurring with terrifying speed and intensity, might have simply outpaced the ability of these magnificent, large species to adapt, pushing them beyond their evolutionary limits and ultimately leading to their irreversible demise. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? However, it is critically important to acknowledge that there are robust and well-argued opposing views within the scientific community. Some highly respected scientists argue for alternative explanations, suggesting that the impact hypothesis, while compelling, may not be the sole or even primary driver. One prominent alternative is the overkill hypothesis, which posits that early human populations, armed with increasingly sophisticated hunting tools and strategies, played a significant, perhaps even decisive, role in the demise of these large mammals. As humans migrated and expanded across the continent, their hunting pressure, coupled with the animals' slow reproductive rates, could have led to unsustainable losses. Others propose that natural climatic changes, entirely independent of any extraterrestrial impact event, were the primary drivers. They point to the inherent dynamism of Earth's climate, with its natural cycles of warming and cooling, as potential forces that could have stressed these populations to their breaking point. The quest for definitive answers continues, a testament to humanity's relentless pursuit of truth. Whether a cosmic hammer blow or a confluence of earthly forces, the Younger Dryas remains a profound mystery, a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the immense, often unseen powers that shape our planet's destiny. The echoes of that ancient catastrophe, whatever its cause, still resonate, urging us to understand the delicate balance upon which all existence depends. The termination of the last great ice age, a period of profound global transformation, was marked by an event of staggering biological consequence. Across the planet, roughly half of Earth's magnificent megafaunal species vanished. This was no gradual decline, no slow fade into obscurity. It was a rapid, almost instantaneous die-off, a catastrophic wave of extinction that swept across continents. All of a sudden, between 12,000 and 13,000 years ago, the geological record registers an unprecedented influx of fossil remains into the environment, a silent testament to a world in turmoil. And then, as abruptly as they appeared, these species were gone, extinct. They simply ceased to exist. Imagine the sheer scale, each fossil specimen representing a once thriving megafaunal species, now a silent echo of a lost world. The debate surrounding this cataclysmic period continues to ignite scientific discourse, with the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis standing as one of several intensely scrutinized competing theories. Yet this hypothesis extends far beyond mere biological consequences. Its implications ripple through the fabric of early human history, particularly touching upon the enigmatic Clovis culture. This ancient people, renowned for their distinctive, masterfully crafted fluted stone tools, once spread across the vast expanse of North America, their presence marking a significant chapter in the continent's prehistoric narrative. Intriguingly, their widespread existence coincided precisely with the tumultuous time frame of the Younger Dryas. Researchers have meticulously observed a compelling correlation between the apparent disappearance or profound transformation of the Clovis culture and the abrupt onset of the Younger Dryas climatic shift. This striking synchronicity suggests that the proposed impact event, or the cascade of environmental changes it triggered, might have catastrophically disrupted the established way of life for these sophisticated ancient people. The rapid, brutal shift to colder, drier conditions during the Younger Dryas would have undoubtedly exerted immense pressure on these hunter-gatherer populations. Imagine their ancestral hunting grounds transforming, their familiar landscapes becoming alien and hostile. The availability of vital food sources and essential resources would have dwindled dramatically, forcing adaptation or annihilation. Crucially, the very megafauna that formed the cornerstone of the Clovis diet, the mammoths, mastodons, and giant bison they so expertly hunted, were themselves facing extinction. The collapse of these keystone species would have compounded the challenges faced by the Clovis people, creating a desperate struggle for survival in a rapidly changing world. Archaeological evidence unearthed from countless sites across North America lends compelling support to this narrative of adaptechnology and subsistence patterns. The iconic Clovis fluted points, designed for hunting large game, gradually give way to more diverse, often smaller projectile points, reflecting a necessity to hunt different, smaller prey. Evidence of increased reliance on plant resources and a broader spectrum of foraging activities emerges, painting a picture of communities forced to diversify their diets. This period also marks a significant cultural fragmentation. From the previously widespread, almost uniform Clovis technology, we see the emergence of more regionally diverse cultures, each adapting to its specific local environment. It was a time of immense pressure, forcing ingenuity and reinvention. PRs embedded within Earth's deep history, particularly emphasizing pivotal events such as the Younger Dryas. This period represents a stark, almost unimaginable, sudden return to near-glacial conditions after a preceding phase of significant warming. Carlson's perspective challenges the conventional, often comforting, view of gradual, linear climate shifts. Instead, he posits a far more dynamic, and indeed, potentially unstable climate system, capable of abrupt and dramatic reversals. He points to compelling historical precedents, such as the Bowling-Allerod warming period that immediately preceded the Younger Dryas. During this earlier epoch, paleoclimatic records, gleaned from ancient ice cores, deep-sea sediments, and tree rings, reveal unequivocal evidence of similarly rapid shifts in climate. These ancient events have been meticulously studied, not merely as historical curiosities, but as crucial insights into the fundamental sensitivity and inherent resilience, or perhaps fragility, of our planet's intricate climate system. One of Carlson's most intriguing and provocative hypotheses suggests that comet and asteroid impacts may have played a far more significant, and often underestimated, role in shaping Earth's geological and climatic history than previously acknowledged. The idea posits that a cosmic impact, or a series of impacts, could trigger a cascade of environmental devastation, colossal wildfires engulfing continents, injecting vast quantities of soot and aerosols into the atmosphere, colossal tsunamis reshaping coastlines, and a global dust veil plunging the planet into prolonged darkness and cold, mimicking a nuclear winter. Such an event could easily explain the sudden, dramatic climatic reversal of the Younger Dryas, the widespread megafaunal extinctions, and the profound disruption, Earth's destiny has always been intertwined with the unpredictable forces of the cosmos, and that the stability we perceive may, in truth, be a fragile, fleeting illusion. The echoes of ancient catastrophes continue to shape our understanding of existence itself. The conventional understanding of Earth's deep past and humanity's place within it may be far more incomplete than widely acknowledged, and frequent role in Earth's history than currently recognized. He speculates that these cataclysmic events could have triggered rapid, dramatic ice ages or abrupt climatic shifts, potentially even contributing to the most devastating mass extinctions our planet has ever witnessed. The very fabric of life, repeatedly reshaped by forces from beyond our atmosphere. A chilling thought. In the context of the Younger Dryas, a period of sudden, intense cooling that plunged parts of the northern hemisphere back into glacial conditions around 12,900 years ago, Carlson and other proponents of the impact hypothesis argue for a singular cosmic trigger. They contend that a celestial body, perhaps a comet or an asteroid, struck the Earth, initiating the abrupt climate change observed during this enigmatic period. To support their claims, they point to a compelling array of geological and ice core evidence meticulously gathered from across the globe. Ice core records, particularly those extracted from the ancient frozen depths of Greenland and Antarctica, offer an unparalleled, layered chronicle of past climate. Each annual layer of ice holds trapped air bubbles, dust, and isotopic signatures, painting a detailed picture of atmospheric composition and temperature fluctuations over hundreds of millennia. Carlson highlights distinct layers within these cores that correspond precisely to rapid, almost instantaneous changes in temperature and atmospheric chemistry. These dramatic shifts, he interprets, are not merely natural variations, but rather the telltale signatures of catastrophic events, a sudden, violent disruption to Earth's delicate climatic balance. Further corroborating the impact hypothesis are other geological markers found at the Younger Dryas boundary. Sediment layers, richects, provide compelling evidence. The presence of shock-synthesized diamonds, including the ultra-hard hexagonal lonsdaleite, and other nanosymmetry-sized diamonds within these Younger Dryas boundary sediments, is particularly significant. These microscopic diamonds form only under immense pressures and temperatures, typically associated with hypervelocity impacts. Their association with another critical indicator, widespread evidence of massive wildfires, such as charcoal and soot layers, is consistent with the immense energy release of a cosmic impact event, estimated to have occurred approximately 12,900 years ago. Such an event would have unleashed unimaginable devastation, igniting vast swaths of the planet and throwing colossal amounts of dust and aerosols into the atmosphere, triggering a global winter. Randall Carlson's theories extend beyond mere climatic shifts, proposing the audacious existence of advanced human civilizations that thrived long before the commonly accepted timeline of known history. This radical notion suggests that sophisticated societies may have flourished even preceding the last Great Ice Age, which finally receded roughly 11,700 years ago. This directly challenges the conventional archaeological view, which attributes the emergence of complex civilization to much later periods, such as the Sumerian and ancient Egyptian civilizations that arose only around 6,000 years ago. Carlson posits that these prehistoric societies were not merely rudimentary hunter-gatherer groups. He suggests they were technologically advanced, possessing profound spiritual understanding and a deep wellspring of wisdom. He speculates that their technological capabilities could have encompassed advanced architecture, sophisticated astronomical knowledge, and other scientific disciplines, far surpassing what is typically associated with cultures of the Stone Age. Imagine, if you will, a world where the builders of monumental structures possessed an understanding of physics and engineering that we are only now beginning to fully grasp. To support his extraordinary theory, Carlson points to the sheer complexity and breathtaking sophistication of ancient structures found across the globe. The pyramids of Egypt, the enigmatic stone circles of Stonehenge, and countless other megalithic sites worldwide. He argues that the unparalleled precision in their construction, the intricate astronomical alignments, and the advanced engineering skills evident in these monolithic structures suggest a level of knowledge and technological capability far exceeding what mainstream archaeology typically acknowledges. Many of these ancient structures, from the colossal blocks of Baalbek to the intricate carvings of Pumapunku, exhibit precise alignments with celestial phenomena, such as the solstices and equinoxes. Carlson suggests this is compelling evidence of advanced astronomical observation and a profound understanding of cosmic cycles, knowledge that would have required centuries, perhaps millennia, of dedicated study and transmission. It forces us to reconsider not just what we know, but how we know it. The echoes of a lost world, patiently waiting to be heard, demand a re-evaluation of our own story. Across the globe, monumental structures stand as silent testaments to a profound, perhaps forgotten, understanding of the cosmos. Consider the Giza Pyramid Complex, its immense layout precisely mirrored by the stars of the constellation Orion's Belt, an astronomical precision that still baffles engineers today. Or the enigmatic stones of Stonehenge, meticulously aligned with the solstices, marking the sun's most extreme journey across the sky. Such feats suggest a civilization far more advanced than conventional history often allows. It is within this perplexing context that one of Carlson's most compelling ideas emerges: the chilling possibility that these highly sophisticated ancient societies may have met their catastrophic end not through internal decay, but by sudden, cataclysmic events. Imagine the impact of colossal comet strikes or other devastating natural disasters, events capable of wiping out vast populations, erasing entire epochs of human achievement. Such cataclysms could have plunged humanity into an intellectual dark age, severing the vital threads of knowledge and technological advancement that had once flourished. Yet, Carlson posits, the echo of this lost wisdom was not entirely silenced. He suggests that remnants, fragments of this forgotten past, can be meticulously pieced together from the rich tapestries of mythologies, the sacred verses of religious texts, and the enduring power of ancient symbols found across disparate cultures. According to his compelling theory, these age-old narratives and enigmatic symbols are far more than mere folklore. They may, in fact, contain profound allegorical references to genuine historical events, preserving the highly advanced knowledge of these prehistoric civilizations, waiting for us to finally decipher their true meaning. The question then remains, are we merely rediscovering what was once known? Or are we forever bound to a cycle of advancement and catastrophic forgetting, destined to relearn the universe's oldest lessons?